Hello and welcome to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to understand how to unenroll a teachable student from Airtable. Now let's say that I have got the student records in my Airtable with the course status. And my objective is every time the status of the course is either completed or unenrolled, then automatically that particular student should be unenrolled from that course in Teachable. Now to do this, we will have to integrate Airtable with Teachable, and we can do the same using Pabbly Connect. So here my trigger will be Airtable, then my action application will be Teachable, where first I'm going to search for the user, and if the user exists, then I should unenroll the student from a particular course. Now this entire process can be automated and you can do this yourself. Now to understand how you can integrate and automate this entire process yourself, let's begin. So this here is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect software, and you can reach here by clicking on the link which is given in the video description. So if you are an existing user, simply sign in, and if you are a new user, then you will have to sign up. It is not going to take more than 2 minutes. And also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. Now once you reach the dashboard, on the right hand side there's a tab Create Workflow. Click on this. This dialog box has appeared where we have to name our workflow. Here you can give it any name. So I'm going to name it as per my objective, which is to unenroll a teachable student from Airtable. I'm going to click on Create. Now as we do that, here we have reached another window which has got two extremely important events. One here is trigger, another one is action. Now triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, action says do this. Basically action here is the automated response of your trigger application. Now let's understand this with the help of an example. So every time you swipe your card and the payment is made, then you get a notification on SMS or WhatsApp about the amount debited. How does that happen? With the help of automation. In such a case, your trigger will be the payment gateway and your action application can be any application with the help of which you can send these messages. Now once we have understood that, let's come to our use case. So here our trigger application will be Airtable. Click on this. And the trigger event. So this is the event that is going to make this workflow run, and here it will be new record. So every time a new record, which means new data, is added in my Airtable, then automatically this workflow is going to run. Now on the right hand side it is written that this trigger will check for new data in 10 minutes. Which means that this trigger application is polling based and the workflow is going to run in every 10 minutes to fetch for new data. Now once we have understood this, I'm going to click on Connect, and here Pabbly Connect now wants to connect with the Airtable account. Now to set up this connection, here I'm going to select Add New Connection because we are setting up this connection for the first time. And now here we need this token. How can we receive this? First we have to log into our Airtable account. So I've already done that. And once that is done, we have to go to this Developer Hub section. This is the hyperlink. Click on this. So as I click on that, here we have reached personal access token. I'm going to click on create token. Now we have to name this token. Let's say it is test integration. Now here we have to enter the scope. So I'm going to click on this add a scope tab. Now here we are going to add the scopes data records read. Then we have data records write. Then data record comments write. Then we have data record comments read. Then here we have schema basis read. Then we have schema basis write, and then finally we have webhook manage. So you have to add all these scopes. Once this is done, then we have the access. So here I'm going to click on add a base, and here I'm going to select all current and future bases in all current and future workspaces. So I'm going to select this create token. Now here we can see that our token has been created. I'm going to copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect, paste the same here. Click on save to set up this connection, and here we can see that Airtable and Pabbly Connect are now connected. Here we have to fill in this information, the base, the table and the trigger field. First, to understand this, I'm going to take you to my Airtable account. So this here is my Airtable account where I have got different bases. Now I have just created a base. Now within this I have got this table advanced PHP with the following fields: name, email address of the person and the course status. Now here the status can be completed, incomplete, unenroll, anything. Now here what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another field the name of the field is created and the field type that I'm going to select is created time. I'm going to click on create field. Now this field that is created here is going to capture the date and time of the response received. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect, and here I'm going to select course subscription details. This is the name of our base. Now since there was only one table in that particular base, so you can see it has already been captured by the system, and the trigger field is also captured here. Also remember that it is a must to create this created field. Why? Because if you do not have the created field in your table schema, then your trigger field will not work correctly. So this is what you have to do. Now once this is done, I'm going to click on save and send test request. And as I do that, here we have received the response. So here we have received the ID, then this here is the name of the person, email address, this is the created date and time, and here is the course status. Now once we have received this information, first of all, I want to make sure that this workflow runs only when the status of the course is either unenrolled or completed. To make sure this happens, I'm going to use a feature by Pabbly which is filter. Now this filter step allows to execute the workflow only when the set conditions are fulfilled. So here I'm going to put some conditions. Let's select the label. So here you can see the previous step. Let's go here, and here I'm going to select course status. Now if this is equal to completed, now I'm going to put an OR condition, and again I'm going to go to course status, and if this is equal to unenroll, then only the workflow has to continue. So here I have clicked on save and send test request, and we have received the response where it is saying that the status is a success. Why? Because this particular person wants to unenroll from the course. Now once this is done, my next objective is to search for this user in Teachable, whether this user exists or no. So here I'm going to choose my application as Teachable, and the action event here will be to search user. Let's click on connect. So as I do that, here Pabbly Connect now wants to connect with Teachable account. Again I'm going to select add new connection. Now to set up this connection, we need to fill in the email, password and the subdomain. So here I have entered the credentials, and now we have to enter the subdomain. So once you have logged into your Teachable account, you can receive the subdomain by going to admin, sites and domain, and you can also receive it from the address bar. Let me show you how you can do that. So this here is my Teachable account, and here I have selected this particular school. As I go here, you can see this is the address bar. Now this particular part is my subdomain. You can also get the same. What you have to do is you have to go to site, then within site we have domains, and this is the complete domain. From this here is our subdomain. So I'm going to select our subdomain and now copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect and paste the same here. Let's click on save to set up this connection. Now once the connection is set, now here we need the email address of the person. So I'm going to click on this. Now you can see the previous steps. I'm going to go to step 1. This here is the email address of the person. I'm going to click on save and send test request. And here you can see we have received the response, which means that yes, this particular user is a part of Teachable. Now this method here with which I have added the information is known as mapping, and this is important so that every time your workflow runs, it can take the new data into consideration. Had I written the same information manually, then even when this workflow was running in real time with some new data, it wouldn't have taken the new data. Instead, it would have taken the same data every time. So to avoid that, we map the information. Now once we have mapped, now I'm going to add my last action step. Again, I'm going to use the application Teachable. Click on this, and this time I'm going to unenroll student from course. Click on connect. Here I'm going to go ahead with the existing connection. Now here we have to enter the student's ID and the course ID. So I'm going to turn this mapping button on. I'm going to delete this. Now for student's ID, I'm going to go to step 3 where we had searched for the user. And as I take you down here, you can see this is the student's ID, users 0 ID. Once this is done, now as I do that, we can see that it has already selected the course because this particular person was enrolled in advanced PHP course. Now I'm going to first take you to my Teachable account, and here I'm going to take you to this user. Now here as I scroll down, you can see this particular user, Pretty Pink. I'm going to click on this and let's go to enrollments. So as of now, you can see that the person has been enrolled in advanced PHP course. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to Pabbly Connect. As soon as I click on save and send test request, so here we can see we have received the response, and according to this particular person has been unenrolled. Now I'm going to take you back to Teachable, and here I'm going to quickly refresh this page. And as I do that, you can see Pretty Pink is not enrolled in any courses, which means that this person has been unenrolled. So this means that our integration is a success. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you back to the users, and here let's say that we have this person, demo person. The name is demo person. I'm going to copy this, take you to my Airtable account. Here I'm going to paste the name. Then we have the email address, which is demoperson@pabblytudes.com. I'm going to copy this. Here I'm going to paste the same, and let's say the course status is completed. Okay, now I'm going to take you back to the user. Let's go to enrollments, and we can see again this particular person has been enrolled to advanced PHP course. Now as soon as I have entered this information, what should happen? Automatically this particular person should be enrolled from Teachable for that particular course. But here we are supposed to wait for a few minutes because this particular application is polling based. So let's wait for a few minutes, then we are going to go back to Teachable and check if our integration is a success. It's been some time. Now I'm going to take you back to Teachable and let's quickly refresh this page. And as I do that, here we can see that demo person is not enrolled in any courses. So this means that our integration is a complete success. Taking you back to Pabbly Connect, let's quickly understand what we have done. So here our trigger was Airtable, where the event was new record. Then we had put a filter by Pabbly. This is a feature so that our workflow continues only when the course status is either completed or unenrolled. Then our action application was Teachable, where first we had searched for the user and then we had unenrolled the student from course. I hope this is absolutely clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the video description. You can also clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any specific integration to work on, you can always write to us.
Not only this, but you can integrate multiple applications using Pabbly Connect software. To ask any of your query, you have to write at forum.pabbly.com. You can also visit our website, which is www.pabbly.com/connect. To get all the details about the latest updates, the integrations and applications, you can visit our Facebook group. If in case you have found this video helpful, then do not forget to share this with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get into automation and make their life easy. I'm going to see you very soon with different integrations and automations. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Take care of yourself.